I woke up today to the sound of the rain falling down from the sky. It brought a tear to my eye. So I walked on outside and watched as the clouds cleared away to a sky, a perfect blue sky. Teardrops and raindrops, this day has begun. Behind every dark cloud, there waits the sun. Has it been said, so shall it be done. I knew that you would run, but you know that I loved you with all of my heart. Even though it was over before it could start. But that's easy to say and it's hard to believe. But some things have to be believed to be seen. Some things have to be believed to be seen. Believed to be seen. Believed to be seen. My reactions are slow. I got nowhere to run. I got nowhere to go. And I'm going alone. So I sing you this song. And I know you sing along, 'cause you wrote it for me to sing down to you. And now that I do, there's still no sign of you. Further apart, you and I grew. Has it been said, and so shall it be done? When will you ever stop to think that I loved you with all of my heart? It was over before it could start. That's easy to say and hard to believe. But some things have to be believed to be seen. Some things have to be believed to be seen. Believed to be seen. Believed to be seen. You better act fast, jackass. Last chance to hammer in the brass tacks. No time for lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging ass, or acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bug out bucket, isn't gonna be a way to turn back around. Cause this whole thing's gonna come down, that's right. You better act fast, jackass. Last chance to hammer in the brass tacks. No time for lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging ass, or acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bug out back, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around. Cause this whole thing's gonna come down. And we will see who's laughing when the place starts collapsing in a free for all. Anything can happen when the ship goes down. So does the captain. And wherever you are is where you'll be stuck. Yeah, when this place goes belly up, better have yourself a damn good plan when the shit hits the fan. Now when the going gets tough, you better be clever enough. You got to know what the fuck to do. You're gonna run amok, let the muck run you. You better act fast, jackass. Let's chase a hammer in the brass tacks. No time for lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging ass, or acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bug out back, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around. Cause this whole thing's gonna come down, that's right. The whole thing's gonna come down, okay? Say the whole damn thing is gonna come down. Oh my God, Amy, I love you. You got it, man. What's up, ABC? Hey, I was playing your song. It's usually a little faster. Act fast, jackass, last chance, your hammer in the brass tracks. Time for lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging ass, or acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bug out back, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around. Cause this whole thing's gonna come down, that's right. We'll see who's laughing when the place starts collapsing in a free for all. Anything can happen when the ship goes down. So does the captain. Wherever you are is where you'll be stuck. Yeah, when this place goes belly up, better have yourself a damn good plan when the shit hits the fan. Now when the going gets tough, you better be clever enough. You gotta know what the fuck to do. You gotta run amok, or let the muck run you. Gotta act fast, jackass, last chance to hammer in the brass tacks. A time for lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging ass, or acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bug out back, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around. Cause this whole thing's gonna come down. The whole thing's gonna come down, okay? I said the whole damn thing is gonna come down. This whole thing is gonna come down. This whole damn thing is gonna come up. Day old brain nailed to a wheelchair, hair of the hair. Carpenter bees buzz. It is what it was it again? Werewolves going hungry, but still there. No one's scared. Bite the hand that baits you, hates you, waits for you, and fakes you out. Up is the new down, black is the new brown, square is the new round, up is the new down. Okay. Up is the new down. Weekend warrior, to weekend to fight. Bite the hand that baits you, free the hand that slaps your face. Up is the new down, black is the new brown, square is the new round, up is the new down. Up is the new down. Up is a new down, day old brown, nailed to a wheelchair, hair of the hair. Carpenter bees buzz, it is what was it again? We call that song Unscheduled Disassembly. Unscheduled disassembly, the disassembling of your perspective, disassembling of your, it's like a systematic disassembling of your perspective, your objective perspective. Turns out to be more of a subjective, projective, projected, subjected projectisms. The North Star is a projector, projecting the whole entire movie of Earth. If I had the world to give, I'd give it to you as long as you live. But would you let it fall? Or hold it up in your arms? If I had a song to sing, I'd sing it to you as long as you live. Lullaby, or maybe soft serenade. Wouldn't you laugh, dance or cry, or be afraid at the change you made? Maybe I don't have much to give, but maybe I have a song or two. Only if you let me be your world, could I ever give this world to you? 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 We're always winding up here where we began, again and again. And I don't really care what the people might say. I already know what they're gonna say anyway. And what you're thinking is just good enough for me. What you're thinking is just good enough for me. It's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. What you're thinking is just good. It's just good enough for me. Can't you see? It wasn't up to me. Wasn't up to me. Can't you see that you were born free? You were born free. And no one really makes or breaks any rules. They just think they do. No one really breaks any rules. No one really makes or breaks any rules. They just think they do. It's all about who's fooling who. And who are you? Between every line, I always seem to find some hidden scheme that's been designed by someone else to manipulate your mind, control your soul. You better know how to control your own soul. No control of 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 your own soul. Winding up where we began, again and again and again and again. You can't ignore what's happening anymore. You can't ignore anymore. You can't ignore what's happening anymore. You can't ignore anymore. You can try, but it ain't gonna do you any good. You're alone in this one life. There's only very few of us here now who can still tolerate you. And we can't even take it anymore. Now we're leaving out the door as your fears begin to manifest themselves. Your fears begin to manifest themselves. Your fears begin to manifest themselves. Your fears begin to manifest. Your fears begin to manifest themselves. My friend, and now there's an elephant in the room. The elephant you manifested, your fears have manifested what you have not addressed yet. The elephant in the room, your fears have manifested what you have not addressed yet. The elephant in the room. It's going to be you or him, your nemesis. You still have not addressed what you have manifested. The elephant in the room, your nemesis. Crickets are cricketing. What's up, Gareth Law? Dude. Got no reason to believe. Got no reason to believe something that I'll never see. Got no reason to believe 8,000 miles below the ground. People are living their lives and they're upside down. But seeing is believing, and it's something I ain't seeing, and I got no reason to believe in it. Oh, no, I got no reason to believe that we be living on the outside of a ball. I don't care how many equations you show me, you will never prove the sky goes below me. Sounds like a bunch of baloney to me. Got no reason to believe any of that bullshit now. Seeing is believing, if it's something I ain't seeing, then I got no reason to believe it at all. I got no reason to believe that we be living on the outside of a ball. It's starting to rain. It's raining. There's this water falling out of the sky. This weird thing that happens. Water starts falling out of the sky. On this lovely flat earth of ours, I could talk to any scientist or any like hardcore astrophysicist, fucking globe-believing person, which I once was. You know, I was never an astrophysicist, but I've always thought Earth was a globe up until I actually thought about it, and I realized something. It's crazy, and here's how I would explain it to somebody that is an avid believer of the globe Earth. It's a long story, but you have to imagine yourself in a situation where you're going to build an empire. And what would you do if you're going to build an empire? Here's what I would do. I'd build a huge castle. I'd get a piece of property and I'd put my castle right in the middle of it. And I'm saying, okay, we're gonna expand our empire, and we're gonna have our castle right in the middle of it. We're gonna expand the empire evenly in every direction, with the castle staying right in the middle of it. So we're basically going to have a circular piece of property that's expanding evenly in every direction with our castle right in the middle of it. And we'll just go about expanding our property. We'll go and we'll walk around our property, make a new circle. It's going to be a bigger circle. It's going to be all that much more property we're adding to our we're building an empire. So we're going to expand evenly in every direction with our castle right in the middle. So we go about doing this every time you make a new property line. You have this like fence that we put up, so we can see our property line where it's at. It's always going to be in a circle because we're going about it meticulously. We're making sure it's circular because we want to expand evenly. We want our castle to always be right in the middle. So we go about doing this. Every time we go make a new property line, we go and we see our fence. It's like we walk 100 yards away from our fence and start making a new circle. We walk all the way until we come back to where we started. We can see our last circle, and so we can see a visible representation of how much land we just added to our empire. So we know that circle is going to be bigger because we added that much more property. We're going to put up a new fence. It's going to take more materials, and we come back all the way around, it's a circle, and our castle's still right in the middle. We'll go about this for as long as we can, just indefinitely.
And, it gets to the point where it's like we can't even tell we're walking in a circle anymore. It's like, it seems like a straight line because the circle's so fucking big. But we always come back to where we started, and we're carefully observing the fence from our previous property line. We can see that we're adding another 100 yards and then, making a new circle. So we can see our last property line. We can see a visible representation of the property that we're adding every time. And it becomes this formula where we know what we're doing here. It's like, we just correct we're always following alongside the fence. We can see it from where we're adding a new property line. We can see our fence that we're walking all the way around, making a new property line. So we know we're walking in a circle because it started off as a circle, and like we could see the circle when we first started. But it got so big that it's just like a straight line we're walking in. But we always come back to where we started. We know the castle's still right in the middle because we've been really meticulous about how we've added this property. And we know it's still in the shape of a circle because it was a circle when we started. It's just a really big circle now. It seems like a straight line when we're walking in, but we always come back to where we started. So we know that we just walked in a circle. We walked all the way around the fence. The fences have just been getting bigger and bigger each time, and the circles are getting bigger and bigger. We can see how much property we're adding every time. So the circle's always going to be bigger. The castle's always going to be right in the middle. We've been meticulous about how we've gone about building our empire. Of this country here in our property now, we have this part of this ocean and part of this mountain, and they just go around taking data, and they come back and, okay, we got a new property line. It's this much bigger. We have this much more property. You always ask the same question. So we have that much more property, so the property line is that much bigger, and our castle's still right in the middle. Yeah, of course, duh. And so it's just like, after a while, the people that are working for us, they see the formula. They're like, there's two things they can rest assured on, is that the next property line is going to be bigger because we're adding more property, and we're going in a circle, so it's always going to be a circle, and the castle is always going to be right in the middle. The two things that become quite apparent, So we're just going about it, and just like every time we add more property, we can see the fence from the last time, so we see that we're adding more property. We know it's going to take longer to get back to where we started than it did the time before, because it's going to be a bigger circle, because we're encircling more area every time. And it's this thing that happens every time. You can count on it being a bigger circle because we're adding all that much more property every time. And we know the castle's always going to be right in the middle because it was in the middle when we started. We have no reason to think there'd be any other result. We're just going to expand indefinitely. We're building an empire, whatever. And it's like, we're just logically going about this. During this building of an empire, we'd have a lot of people working for us after a while because the circles are getting so big and we have to maintain all that property and but everybody working for us, anybody that's been on the team, everybody that's observing what's happening, they all understand what's going on. We're expanding evenly in every direction from where we started with our castle right in the middle. There would never come a point in time in this empire building where somebody would come up to you and be like, hey boss, how come our circles keep getting bigger? And why is our castle still in the middle of it? You'd be like, well, what do you mean? Why are you asking dumb questions? Well, boss, shouldn't our circles be getting smaller? And why is the castle still in the middle? What do you mean, dude? I mean, did I not explain something to you well? I mean, I think I've explained it pretty well, what we're doing. We're expanding evenly in every direction from where we started with our castle right in the middle. Obviously, the circle's going to keep getting bigger because we're adding property every time. Every time it's the same situation. We're just walking around the outside of our last property line. It's going to be a bigger circle. What do you mean, why aren't they shrinking? How would it shrink? We're adding property every time. Why wouldn't the castle always be in the middle? What are you talking about? Well, the property, it should be shrinking by now, and I don't know why the castle's still in the middle, but I don't get it. You're like, what's wrong with this guy? That guy wouldn't exist, is what I'm saying. There wouldn't be somebody that's asking questions like that or that's stating things that are just totally illogical and irrational that don't align with reality. Nobody would ever think that, because they can see what's happening. We can see that we're adding more property. We know that we started with the circle that was going around our castle in the beginning. There's no doubt in anyone's mind that the circle's going to keep getting bigger and the castle will always be right in the middle. There's no doubt. Nobody would ever doubt that. Oh, but boss, You see, the globe Earth, like when you reach the median of the globe Earth, that's the biggest circle you're going to draw. After that, your circles are going to start getting smaller. And you know what? After that, when your circles start getting smaller, you're no longer circling your castle anymore. You're circling the property you haven't acquired yet. The globe, what? What are you talking about? How is that going to happen? What the fuck? Who put that idea in your mind? We're dealing with reality, boots on the ground. Like, nobody would ever think that. You have to have been pre-programmed to think that crazy, illogical thought in order to come up with some kind of crazy shit like that, where it's like a property line's going to start shrinking, even though you're adding more property. And for some reason, now your property line isn't circling your castle anymore. You out of your mind? Well, no, but I was programmed thoroughly. I was indoctrinated into believing in globe Earth. I thoroughly believe it. So our property line's going to have to start shrinking pretty soon, even though we're adding more property. What? Give me a fucking break. That's what I'd say. I'd say, get out of here. Go away.